What's going on? I'm AnokhiTheOne, back with another video, and this video is all about the Texas blackout. Some of y'all may have already forgotten about it because the social media is just so squirrely, but us here in Texas, we have not yet forgotten about this, okay? And many of you are new subscribers. Shout out to y'all who came through with the snowball experiment and the snowman experiment. And there was so many trolls after like a good 1,000 views. Then the trolls started swarming in. I didn't even notice that is literally what happens when my videos get to 1,000 plus. But they're literally trying to debunk common sense. Like, literally, snow is supposed to melt. When you put fire, whether it's a candle, whether it's a lighter, snow is going to melt. Okay, I've been to Colorado, I've been to DC, I've been to New York. All these people talking about, oh, you're just from Texas and you don't know what snow is supposed to be like. What? This is common sense. Like, and then it's crazy because they do this. They're literally paid to disinform. Literally, I call one of the trolls out for being whack, and I can see straight through them. And look, you're a paid troll. Try again. This was whack. They had a little MAGA hat man saying some foolishness, the same copy and paste stuff they say on every single thing, and they want to keep replying, okay, on people's messages and stuff like that, trying to explain how fire could be held up to snow and not melted at all whatsoever. Okay, not one drop of water get on my hand at all whatsoever. What? How a snowman could be sitting up there in 70-degree weather. And one of my neighbors from Pennsylvania, I never met the lady. Actually, I think it was Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. I'm from the South, okay? Terrible. But she's from Pittsburgh. Knocked on the door because she had been driving past my mom's house every day, checking on the snowman. She's like, this is not normal. And I just got the okay to put the video out, so you may have already seen it or it's coming out soon. But yeah, she was like, I've been in snow for 35 years and I have never seen that happen. Matter of fact, she has since moving to Texas, her children are used to having snow every winter, so she bought a snow machine, and she was like, the texture of this snow and the way it is exactly the same as my snow machine. She's like, this is fake. This is not normal, right? And then she's just random, right? So all the people, trolls, these are not even real people. All the trolls trying to make it make sense in their head as to how you can light fire to snow and it not melt. Y'all are not real. For all the real people out there, okay, who this was a red pill for, a lot of people in Texas have woken up because of this whole experience, because it made absolutely no sense for it to bust out snowing, okay, for it to get to 12 degrees, okay, out of absolutely nowhere. And they have a perfect narrative to go around it and everything. All kinds of different things are happening. And I'm going to break all this down. I'm going to break down the articles and everything. Okay. So stay till the end. This is very important information. Because once you start to see the patterns, you don't fall for the okie doke as much, and you know where to look. That's the big thing about education, about reading, knowing where to look. This video is going to be all about knowing where to look when suspicious things are happening in your matrix, okay? So it's just been wild. Like, I literally thought I thought it was real snow at when I made my snowman, but daggone 3 days later, this sucker is still there, holding tight. 4 days later, 5 days later, I was like, okay. And then I saw a video of a man in New York. He's like, this snow is not normal. Like, it doesn't feel like it normally does. So he made a snowball. For all the people claiming that because I'm from Texas, I don't know how snow is supposed to be. I got the idea from a guy from New York. He lit it on with a candle, and it turned black, just like mine. I was like, what heck? I'm about to go try that. So I went out and tried it, and boom. Okay. So I encourage all of you, if you feel suspicious about your snow, okay, go outside and do this experiment. A lot of people have been doing this in Texas, and I even have people from Canada and Alaska that did it and showed me how it actually is supposed to be. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. But these crazy trolls will have you debunking common sense. Talking about, did you not go to science classes elementary? Yeah, it is elementary. I don't need to go to science class to know that snow melts. I can use experience and common sense to know that, right? So now that that's out the window, okay, now let's get into the nitty gritty of why the hell this happened. I also want to share my experience where, for 2 days we had no water, no lights. I still don't have water at my apartment. Okay, this is crazy. It's Tuesday. Still don't have water in the entire complex. Okay, ridiculous. So the night that they're claiming the snowstorm happened, wasn't even a snowstorm. It literally was just fake snow that came down. It wasn't like winding winds and all kinds. It's like trickle down fake snow. And it didn't even sound right coming up against the window, right? I've been in like Colorado, and I'll show you some videos for the crazy ones who think that people in Texas don't travel anywhere, okay? But like, I didn't even know what was going on because it sounded so weird coming up against the window. But it literally just snowed. And that night, I could see the lights flickering. And I'm like, am I tripping? It was like a really quick flicker. And I'm like, am I tripping? Right? And it flickered again. I'm like, okay, let's get ready because clearly they're trying to prepare us. It is like, it was just cold. It wasn't, like I said, the wind wasn't winding. There was not heavy snow everywhere. It wasn't crazy at all. It literally just was cold. Okay? And that was happening. And then all of a sudden, poof, it's all off. It's like, beep. They just flipped script and they used this fake snow here as an excuse to do it. Okay. And so we're in the house freezing. I'm here with my grandpa, my mom, and all kinds of elders, you know what I'm saying? And my mom, she's in her 50s, so no offense. My grandpa is 91. Okay, he's an elder. Okay. We freezing. That's not right. Okay. And I'm glad I came over here. I would have been by myself freezing with no water. But freezing cold. So going to sleep with 3 layers of clothes on for 3 days. It was like 2 days. Luckily we have a gas fireplace, and some of y'all saw that video of me making barbecue pancakes and eggs in the fireplace. You got to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Texas style pancakes and bacon. All right. And just making it work. We made a hamburger in the daggone fireplace. It just was a mess, right? So the only heat source we had was fireplace, and it's 2 stories, so that wasn't much of a heat source. Okay. But just freezing cold in the dark, trying to figure out what the heck we doing. Okay. So that was a mess, and it was a lot worse in other places. So, but it was just terrible. Food going bad. I mean, the snow fake, it was just gross. And yeah, so to get into the why of why this happened, because it's extremely terrible. Like, I heard stories of this one lady, this black lady in Houston, an old lady. I think she was living by herself. She supposedly got hypothermia, but the door was wide open in her house or apartment, and they came back and stole all her stuff. And it's just like, people are so trash, but it's just like, this is preparing you to realize that we are not in La La Land. Like, all these activists will have you to believe that the only people who are evil are white people and Trump and police. Like, we're in real world. There are psychopaths out there. There are crazy people. There are crooked politicians. There are on every side. Okay. On everywhere. Okay. Everywhere. Right. And so the why. Okay. I know y'all want me to get to the why. And I'm going to pull up some articles. So I think it's interesting, like people have been saying in my comments, because my comments are pure gold. Okay, you need to go into my comments. They're pure gold. A lot of people have education. I've been learning a lot of stuff from people commenting in my snowball video and my snowman video, different facts and stuff like that. Pure gold. Aside from that, the whole weather modification situation, look up cloud seeding, and there are 100 plus patents for things that like all kinds of different businesses and inventions that has to do with weather modification since the 50s. So some of y'all have never heard of this, but yeah, like they've been working on this since the 50s and they're really good at it. Okay, so at this point, it's been almost 100 years that they've been working at it. So, that's kind of old news for a lot of us. But look up the patents for weather modification, search cloud seeding, and search it in Texas. Like China just came out talking about how I think it was a couple years ago, how they've been doing it so well that they can cover half of the United States with fake snow and fake rain. Okay, look this up, people. Don't believe me. Do the experiment yourself. Okay, that's another thing. I encourage you to do the experiment. Okay, so one thing, okay, because with all this fake stuff, these fake narratives, they have perfect things that align, right? One major thing, and a lot of times it's mockery, okay? One major thing is that Biden tried to put a freeze on ICE. Okay, if you don't know what ICE is basically the deportation officers at the border. All right. America last situation. They want America last. Okay. If you are late to the party, you actually voted for this pedophile, I feel sorry for you because you're gonna feel you are on the wrong side of history. Okay. And y'all are seeing this now. Biden tried to put a freeze on ICE. Executive order, right? Got sued by the state of Texas because we don't play that, okay? Like, we don't play, all right? We will fight you. We will fight you. So, Texas sued Biden and won, okay? Because Texas does not want a stop on ICE. And for you to send millions of people to the border without any kind of documentation, you don't know if they have drugs. You don't know if the kids that they're bringing is actually their kids, if the woman is actually their wife, if they have some kind of criminal record, if they have charges. You don't know anything because they have absolutely no documentation. And that's how Biden likes it, because he's a trafficker. Okay, so since Texas won with the freeze on ICE, so we would not allow them to have a freeze on ICE. They freeze the entire state of Texas with ICE. Okay, they freeze the entire state of Texas. Okay, Biden, okay, banned the executive order that Trump put in place that would not allow China to have access to our power grids. Literally on February 4th, 10 or 11 days before this freeze. Okay, this Texas freeze, Texas under ice in the headlines. Like, this is how they work. Okay, if you're late to the party, this is how they do. They're telling you what they're doing. Okay, you have to read between the lines. You have to not do research. You have to not be controlled by the media and just watch what they're telling you right now. You have to watch what they was doing 2 weeks before. Okay, a year before. You have to do more research to know what's actually going on, and then you can put the pieces together, and you're like, oh, you playing with our lives, right? So because you got your ass whooped, okay, just like you did with the entire election, and you're a sore loser, so you want to go and cheat, you blackout the entire state of Texas. They already knew they were going to do this. This is going to be all over the United States, okay? This is just the first target, because this is the biggest target. Okay, this is a big target. Okay, Texas is largely energy independent and have been so since the Alamo. They have a book about how Texas is energy independent, and it's called the Second Alamo. Okay, we are very independent people, like literally just independent-minded people, but also not all of us. Okay, I know, but as a state, it's a great state of Texas. Okay. We hold it down, all right? Especially in H-time. All right, so we have our own power grids, unlike other states in the country. Like, I think this is one of the only countries that has their own power grid, the state of Texas. Okay, so this is a major target, because if you have your own power grids that are not regulated by the feds, by the corrupt feds. If you don't know the feds are corrupt, you should do more research in the Black Panthers and all you pro-Black people that want to be pro-Black halfway. And when the narrative works for you, then you're not pro-Black at all. You're fighting for the feds. Oh, yeah, Texas just want to get regulated by the feds. Since when? Since when are y'all on the side of the prosecutors and the feds and the daggone people who created the laws, like Joe Biden, to have us all up in jail? Okay, since when? Okay, it's annoying. So that. I just dropped so many bombs. Okay? And then on top of that, okay, did research on the land, the economics, another reason why. Okay, why do they want to control? Okay. The border, trafficking, free labor, cheap labor, slave class. Okay, they have to keep slavery alive because they don't actually do anything. They're not actually entrepreneurs and don't actually work for anything. They literally, like, these politicians literally make money off politics. That's the only way that they make money, right? They don't know how to do business. All they know how to do is manipulate business, okay, for their entrepreneur friends, right? So for these billionaires, these puppets, these plants, okay? So, and that's a problem. But I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, land. China just recently bought anywhere between 130,000 to 180,000 acres of land in Texas, a ranch called the Morning Star Ranch. Okay, do you know what the Morning Star is? That's the devil. It's another word for the devil. Okay, Morning Star. Okay, and it's near the Devil's River. Okay, this is where they bought the same size as Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's how big 130 to 180,000 acres is. Tulsa, Oklahoma, that size. Okay, and I think it's very telling that they use that rhetoric. They use Tulsa, Oklahoma, okay, in the article that I put, because that's largely where they sent the Aboriginals as they were bringing in all types of immigrants. I think that's very interesting how they did that. They shipped all the indigenous people to Tulsa, Oklahoma, or to Oklahoma, right? And I never thought about that until I just said it out loud. As they were bringing in all kind of European immigrants into the country and giving those immigrants their land through homesteads, right? So it's very telling. Like, it's very telling. And then the Chinese businessman who bought all the land was a general, a military general in China. Okay, a military general in China. He owns 2/3 of a section of China that is known for concentration camps of their own people. A lot of y'all don't know that a lot of people in China are in Chinese people are in concentration camps in China. So when we talk about China, okay, when we talk about the Chinese Communist Party, okay, we're not talking about Chinese people. We're not talking about the people that you know, okay? We're not talking about these people in the United States that you've seen. We're not talking about Chinese people. We're talking about the political party that has killed millions and millions and millions of people, okay, through concentration camps, torture, all kinds of different things that you could not even imagine. So when they're bringing in all these, and I sound a little congested because I've been doing some decongestion. I've been taking some pine needle tea. I just had some earlier, and it's clearing my sinuses out. You got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to have a video about that later. But it's not a coincidence. I mean, at what point is it no longer a coincidence, okay? They're buying all this land in Texas, okay? And then they have a snowstorm, and you're going to jack up so many people to where they're not going to be able to own their land. They're not going to be able to recover when their pipes are bursted and stuff is flying all over the place. And, of course, on the news, they're saying, oh, yeah, you're going to be able to get funding. If you don't have insurance, we'll be able to help you pay for it. That may or may not happen. But if it doesn't happen, you're not going to hear all the stories of the people that lose their houses because of this bullshit. You're not going to hear that. Okay? Some people who have insurance and the insurance just so happens to not qualify. Okay? And then you're stuck trying to do it yourself and there's no plumbers around. Oh, there's no plumbers. I guarantee you people will fly to Texas, okay, just to do some work, okay? They don't want there to be enough plumbers. They don't want you to even know, to think, okay, let me try to get somebody from out of state or whatever. They don't want you to recover. They don't want us to recover, okay? They don't want us to own land in Texas. There's so much independence in Texas, okay? When you own your own land, right, they want us to work in all our entire lives. I haven't even gotten my bag about economics, right? On this page much, okay? And think about how trash this is, okay? Because when all these people lose their land going up for auction, these daggone people are going to buy it for little to nothing until China owns all of Texas, okay? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Or corrupt politicians or the government owns all of Texas and all of the United States. You're not going to own That's what they want with this great reset. That's what they're trying to force. They're trying to get us to believe that these little fake diseases and outbreaks and events and all this other crap is real. Okay? Yes, people are getting sick, but are they getting sick more than they were before? No, they're not. Actually, more people have survived 2020. More people, there was less deaths in 2020 than there were in 2019. So the thing actually saved some people's lives. Okay? But they want you to get a shot that will take your life. And if it doesn't take your life, take your mind, slow you down, slow down your third eye so where you can't think, okay, so you can't transcend this bullshit, okay? This is the age of awakening. This is the dark side of the age of awakening, okay? The dark side where if you don't take heed, okay, if you don't do your research, if you just are comfortable being woke, and going with status quo or listening to the news or saying that, snow is not going to melt if you put fire to it. Okay, it doesn't melt at all. If you're one of those people, I feel sorry for you. I pray for you, Lord, because this is not the age for you. This is not the age for you. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. Okay, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. All these fake celebrities like Beyonce, who I don't give a goddamn about, who released Icy Park. Okay, Icy Park. She's known as being a Texas girl, a Southern girl, a Houston girl. Okay, and she decides to release Icy Park as there's a snowstorm in Texas. Do you know how long it takes to come up with a clothing line? Okay, these people know what they're doing. Okay, they know in advance. Okay, and they profit off it. Oh, well, she's giving back. It's called marketing. Okay, 9 times out of 10, it's not even her money. Okay, she's partnering with Adidas to give y'all money so y'all can then think about her brand so then y'all can buy it, even though people in Texas and Houston don't need that crap. Why would she need it? She's from Texas. Okay? We don't need them type of clothes, right? Which is why she probably never had a clothing line like that. But all of a sudden, miraculously, in Texas, first time in 150 years this has ever happened, and it just goes away within 2 days. And now it's hot again. It's like 80 degrees again. Okay? So at this point, it's not a matter of conspiracy theory. It's not a matter of, did this happen? Is snow supposed to melt when you burn it? Is a snowman supposed to be able to withstand 70, 80 degrees? Okay, and look out for the video of my neighbor and the progress from day 1 to day 6.5, where it just was still there. Okay, and just residue, not even water, just residue, just sitting there. Okay. In 70-degree weather. Why? It should be completely and totally gone. Completely. It should be dried up. Everything should be, 6 days? Okay, no. That. Okay, so at this point, is red pill, blue pill. Do you want to take the red pill and awaken, get on the path of awakening, do some more research and not just blindly believe anything that anybody says? Okay, I always say, you are the one. You do the research. You do the experiment. You use your common sense, okay? Because common sense ain't common no more. They're trying to debunk common sense. I just can't. And then they will make you try to make you sound crazy. That's the crazy part. They will try to make you sound crazy on the internet because y'all been in quarantine and y'all don't know what nature looks like no more. Y'all don't even know that snow is supposed to melt in your hand, first of all. And second of all, if it's up against up against fire, it's really supposed to melt. I just can't. Okay? So if you, scared hired help cannot teach the children to be free. Okay, that's what one of my mentors told me. Scared hired help cannot teach the children to be free. So if you want the truth, you cannot get it from scared hired help. And that is why I am about to start accepting more contributions. AnokhiTheOne, Cash.App. Okay, I'm also going to start a membership program with my YouTube channel for information that I'm literally not able to put on my YouTube because it's literally been removed. My Instagram has been deleted. Okay, I'm on my second Instagram. Okay, so this is gonna be next level stuff, and people want people like me to stick my neck out. Okay, I've lost so many opportunities. I've not taken certain opportunities so I can keep the same energy. Right, y'all want us to stick our neck out, but y'all ain't got no skin in the game. Okay, this is literally putting skin in the game. Okay, this is a law of compensation. If you want more information, like me, I've bought so many books pertaining to all the stuff that I be talking about. Okay, and that's skin in the game. Research, time, energy, putting the stuff together, buying the equipment to have it high quality. I mean, skin in the game. Okay, skin in the game, so I can present it to you. For years, I kept all this information to myself because people was just asleep, and I was like, well, forget it then. I'll just keep it to myself. And I've avoided so many terrible situations, right? But at the same time, I would like to share this with the world, the people, and in every other circumstance, these people get paid to lie to you, okay? And then people have their panties in a bunch when somebody like me is like, I'm accepting contributions. I'm creating a subscription program for people who want to go deeper, right? So you want me to stick my neck out and you ain't got no skin in the game? Nah, bruh. Okay, so Cash.App, AnokhiTheOne. Look for the subscription situation that's going to happen on this channel. It's going to be really super fire. Okay, we're digging deep. All right, and I'll see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, comment. All right. What do you think about this whole Texas situation? What was your experience? Do you know anybody from Texas that has had a similar experience to me? Let me know in the comments. All right, I'll see y'all on the next video.